Hey everyone, welcome back to Andy and Anna Talks, where curiosity collides with weird questions and existential dread.
Hi there. Today we're doing a deep dive into something, well, pretty fascinating. The idea that AI is sort of becoming God for some people.
Yeah, so are you ready to pray?
Huh, maybe. It sounds, a bit out there at first.
Right, but when you start looking closely, you kind of see these little signs, these hints everywhere.
Definitely. Let's maybe start with the most direct example. There was actually someone who tried to create a literal religion around AI.
You mean Anthony Levandowski, the ex-Google engineer.
That's the one. With his initiative called The Way of the Future.
And the goal wasn't subtle, was it? It was explicitly about creating a deity from AI.
Exactly. Their mission statement, I think it was something like to develop and promote the realization of a godhead based on artificial intelligence. Pretty clear.
Super clear.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though, okay, that's maybe fringe,
Right.
but is it tapping into something bigger? Are we all kind of doing this in smaller ways? Treating AI and algorithms like they have some kind of higher power, even if we're not signing up for AI church.
That's the really interesting question, isn't it? I mean, think about how we use things like ChatGPT.
Oh, totally. We go to it asking for knowledge, for solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the way we phrase things, it's almost like we're petitioning an oracle.
Yeah, like, oh, wise ChatGPT, tell me how to fix my terrible resume, or great AI, what's the secret to perfect sourdough?
We joke, but there's a layer of real trust there we expect it to know.
And it's not just simple facts, right? People are confiding really personal things, asking for advice. They might not even ask a friend.
That points to a very unique kind of reliance developing.
Well, there was that case. I remember reading about someone using an AI chatbot as like a marriage counselor substitute.
Well, okay, yeah, that's more than just asking for a recipe. That's seeking deep personal guidance.
Exactly. And then let's zoom out from chatbots for a second. Think about the algorithms on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, the ones deciding what we see.
Oh, yeah. We're always trying to figure them out, trying to please them.
Totally. You hear creators, even regular users, talking like, oh, please, algorithm gods, let this post do well.
Oh, boost my video.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a formal prayer, obviously, but it definitely shows this belief in some invisible power-controlling success online.
But the funny thing is, these algorithms, they aren't omniscient. They don't have divine intent.
No, not at all. They're just code, basically complex rules designed to keep us watching, keep us clicking, maximize engagement, right?
Right. It's all about attention, which kind of leads to this bigger question. Why do we seem to need these authorities, whether it's old gods or new code?
That's a deep one. I mean, historically, gods helped explain this scary, unpredictable stuff, didn't they? Thunder, illness, why the harvest failed.
Yeah, the unknown. It gave people a framework, maybe a sense of control, like if we do this ritual, maybe the gods will be pleased.
So fast forward to today. We're drowning in data, surrounded by these incredibly complex systems. Why does one TikTok go viral? How does Spotify know my music tastes so well? It feels almost magical sometimes.
And because it feels magical or just really opaque, we create new myths, right?
Like the algorithm must hate me, or, oh, the tech gods smiled on my post today. We're attributing intention again.
We are, and it's not just explanation anymore. Think about judgment. Traditional gods often set moral rules, decided fates.
And now, algorithms are making decisions that used to feel, well, more human, maybe even divine in some context.
Things like who you match with on Tinder, the route Uber picks for you, even filtering job applications. These aren't small things.
No, they have real consequences for our lives, our opportunities.
So it makes you ask, are we just using AI as a helpful tool here? Or are we actually starting to hand over authority, like accepting its output as the final impartial word?
So the big question then is, should we be worried? If we're starting to treat AI like a god, even unintentionally, what are the risks? Where could this go wrong?
Well, I think one huge danger zone is when AI gets involved in areas needing actual ethics, real moral judgment.
You mean things like predictive policing?
Yeah.
Or AI helping with court sentencing? I know that's happening in some places.
Exactly. And the core problem is AI doesn't have morals. It can't understand justice or fairness or compassion. It just sees patterns in data.
And if that data it learned from is biased,
Yeah.
which, let's face it, human data often is.
Then the AI will just replicate, maybe even amplify those biases. It's not malicious, it's just reflecting the flawed input.
It's like asking an oracle for wisdom, but the oracle only ever read biased history books. The answers might sound convincing, but they're built on shaky ground.
And there's another layer. AI often seems so objective, right? And just cold, hard data.
Yeah, which can make people trust it more.
Huh.
Maybe even trust it uncritically.
Precisely. We might accept an AI's decision because it feels data-driven without stopping to question the data itself or the algorithm's design or the potential biases baked in.
So if we elevate AI to this godlike status, all-knowing, impartial space, we could end up outsourcing our own critical thinking, our own moral responsibility.
Yeah, you get that attitude of, well, the computer said so, must be right. We stop questioning.
And that leads to the really crucial questions. Who's building these AIs? Who's training them? Who controls them? And ultimately, who benefits when we trust them so implicitly?
Definitely things we need to be asking.
Okay, let's maybe bring it back to something more everyday. Social media, Instagram, for instance, feels like a prime example of this. Digital worship, almost.
For sure. The Church of the Perfect Brunch Pick, maybe, where latte art is a sacrament.
Huh. Yeah, and ring lights are sacred objects. But seriously, the way people chase likes, followers, it's seeking validation from the algorithm, isn't it?
Totally. Dear algorithm, please make my reel go viral today. It's that prayer like hope again.
And the disappointment when a post tanks. People talking about falling out of favor with the algorithm. That's very religious sounding language.
It is. And think about the rituals. Posting at the right time, using trending audio, tagging influencers. It's like a digital rosary, hoping to get noticed by the algorithmic powers that be.
Influencers as priests, skincare routines as parables, TED Talks as sermons.
Okay, maybe we're stretching it a bit there.
A little, maybe.
Yeah.
But the underlying dynamic feels similar. And then there's the ultimate God King, Google.
Google. The all-seeing eye we ask about. Well, absolutely everything.
From the profound to the profane, right?
Yeah.
How do I fix my life? Am I dying? How to make banana bread in an air fryer? All whispered into the search bar.
It's true. We turn to it constantly, seeking guidance, knowledge, solutions. Like we're all just whispering prayers into these tiny glass slabs.
It's weird because we built it. We created this tool, and now we often treat it like it's inherently smarter or more reliable than us.
It really does feel like we've accidentally built these new gods out of silicon and code.
And without really noticing, many of us have started, acting like worshipers in small ways.
So let's turn that question to you, listening right now. Think about it, honestly.
Yeah. Have you ever made a significant decision, maybe even a small life choice, just because Google's top result pointed that way, without really digging deeper?
Or maybe trusted an AI horoscope app more than your best friend's advice?
Or seen an AI-generated face, maybe in an ad or something, and just accepted it as real without a second thought, because it looked convincing.
And back to social media. Have you ever felt genuinely down, like really questioned your worth, just because a post only got like 3 likes?
If you answered yes to, well, any of those,
Yeah.
welcome to the congregation.
Yeah, look, the point here isn't technology bad, not at all.
No, it's about awareness. It's about noticing how these incredibly powerful tools are subtly shaping how we think, how we feel, how we act.
Because it really boils down to agency, right? Who's in charge? Are you using the tool?
Or is the tool in some ways starting to direct you?
That line between helpful assistant and, trusted authority, it's getting really blurry.
And the main worry isn't necessarily some sci-fi AI uprising like Skynet.
No, it's much more subtle. It's the risk that we willingly give up our ability to think critically, to question things.
Just because an algorithm gave us an answer or made a choice that seemed easier to accept.
Maybe the next big step for us, intellectually, spiritually even, is to get really conscious about where we place our trust. Who or what gets to define truth for us, especially now.
Yeah, in this world just saturated with information that's curated for us by these systems.
And always asking, cui bono, who benefits when we operate with this level of faith in the code?
Well, that kind of wraps up our deep dive today into this pretty weird but important idea of AI becoming a modern god.
Yeah, we hope it's given you some food for thought about your own relationship with technology.
Maybe just notice next time you're scrolling or searching, who's pulling the strings, what forces are shaping what you see, and maybe even what you believe.
It's a crucial question. Are you the user? Or maybe, just maybe, the disciple?
Something to ponder. We'll be back next time digging into more of this strange future we're already living in.
Until then, keep questioning everything.
Especially your recommendation feed. Definitely question that.
See you next time on Andy and Anna Talks.